Deep beneath a bunker on a deserted island lived a strange man who stayed glued to his computer around the clock. Every 108 minutes, he had to enter a series of mysterious numbers into the keyboard in a specific sequence to reset all the data. If he failed to do so, a catastrophic disaster would befall the island. But then, an unexpected accident forced him to stop pressing the keys. One day, a loud explosion suddenly erupted outside the bunker. Jimmy immediately went on high alert. He rushed to the armory and loaded every single weapon. Even so, he still didn't dare go to the hatch to check things out. Instead, he activated the telescope above him, then adjusted the angles of the mirrors positioned at each corner of the room so they could reflect light off one another. He had even placed a mirror at the base of the hatch door beforehand. Through this series of reflections, he was able to get a clear view of what was happening outside. It turned out to be a group of people stranded on the island who had blown open the hatch with explosives. Since Jimmy had cut the power in advance, all they saw was pitch-black darkness stretching endlessly before them. But desperate to find a way off the island, they climbed down the ladder and into the bunker. Once inside, Jack discovered a room that looked like a laboratory. In the center sat an old-fashioned computer, its screen displaying a single flickering character. Jack was about to delete them when Jimmy suddenly emerged from the shadows, got control of one of Jack's companions, and warned Jack to stop what he was doing immediately, or he'd shoot. But Jack's group had the numbers advantage. While the two men were talking, another companion named Lisa slipped around behind Jimmy and blindsided him. The tables turned in an instant, but the struggle caused the gun to go off accidentally, hitting the computer.
Oh, what did you do? We're all gonna die.
The group was completely baffled. It was just a broken computer. Was that really such a big deal? Jimmy then pointed them to the countdown on the wall. If the computer wasn't fixed before it hit 0, not only would the island be destroyed, the entire world could be at risk. Seeing the sheer panic on Jimmy's face, Jack felt like he wasn't making it up, so he backed off and let Jimmy go. Jimmy sprinted to the computer and tried rebooting it multiple times, but the screen stayed dark. The motherboard might have been fried. He scrambled to find some tools and tried to resolder the wiring, but the result was a letdown. Even after fixing the circuits, the computer still wouldn't start. The countdown was down to 49 minutes. Staring at the completely dead computer, Jimmy was overcome with despair. He rushed to the storage room, grabbed some food, and bolted out of the bunker, hoping to put as much distance between himself and the island as possible before the timer hit 0. Jack and the others still weren't fully convinced that any disaster was coming. They started flipping through the books in the room, searching for answers, and unexpectedly, they found a reel of videotape on the bookshelf. Maybe it held the truth behind everything. They played it right away. An Asian scientist appeared on screen, describing a classified experiment known as the Dharma Initiative. Back in the 1970s, 2 doctoral students from the University of Michigan, backed by a wealthy media mogul, had gathered the world's leading experts across every field, with the goal of building a massive, large-scale research facility. This deserted island was chosen as the site, and multiple ecological research stations were constructed on it. Before long, however, they discovered that the island emitted a unique electromagnetic force. Scientists who dove deep into studying it ended up dying under mysterious circumstances. The place was sealed off for good. A protocol was established. Every 108 minutes, a code had to be entered to activate the device that kept the electromagnetic force contained.
It is highly recommended that you and your partner take alternating shifts. And you will stay as fresh and alert with utmost importance that when the alarm sounds, the code be entered correctly and in a timely fashion. And do not attempt to use the computer for anything.
It was only then that everyone grasped the full weight of the situation. But Jack still had his doubts. Lisa rushed outside and called in their lookout, Saeed, a former computer shop owner who was far more technically skilled than Jimmy. After a quick inspection, Saeed pinpointed the problem. It wasn't the motherboard at all. The power transformer had been burned out. Following his instructions, Lisa tracked down the circuit breaker and restored power. Saeed then swapped out the transformer, and the computer screen flickered back to life. The countdown had 4 minutes left. The bald man immediately sat down at the computer and, following the instructions from the video, successfully entered the code. But just as he was about to hit the confirmation key, he hesitated. He wanted Jack to be the one to take that final step. Clearly, he wasn't sure what the consequences might be, and he wanted one more person to share the weight of that responsibility. But unlike the others, Jack was strongly opposed to this absurd test and refused to take part in it no matter what.